Quack. Quack. Quack, quack, quack. Quack, quack, quack. Quack. Oh, 12 yeah. And... I am your host, Adam Chimeo.
And I am your co-host with the most bloat on the West Coast, Aaron C. Schroeder.
Oh, my Lord, you blew up that mic. And we are the Quack 12 Podcast, the most official, unofficial Oregon Ducks sporting podcast on the web footosphere, a casual podcast for casual fans. So keep those expectations low. And also...
I like this.
Yep.
I like this new tagline. That's good. That's good stuff.
New tagline. And also another tagline. I'm trying to make this intro like, we already have a 5-minute song to start us off. I'm trying to get the tagline portion another 5 minutes, and then we're almost done with the episode, baby. Because I got another one here. The world's last OG Pac-12 podcast.
The world's last OG Pac-12 podcast.
Yes.
I mean,
how about the only remaining Pac-12 podcast, or the final Pac-12 podcast? Because there is still a conference called the Pac-12 that is really the Pac-2 or the 2-Pac podcast, which just has 2 teams, and then there's the Pac-12 conference that consists of like Mountain West. None of it makes sense right now.
What about Quack 12, the podcast about the Pac-12 go home?
That's we'll see. We'll see what survives. Listeners, write in. The only Quack 12 podcast, certainly. I would hope so. Otherwise, we got to get our lawyer involved in that.
Dude, I would say it would be really weird if there was another podcast out there that's like, you know what? You know what I think we should do? Is cover all the teams that don't play each other anymore.
There is one that I've seen this because I've Googled, Quack 12 and stuff, seen what's up. And there is someone out there in the world who is selling, probably very unsuccessfully, selling a t-shirt with our logo on it, very slightly altered. Like, it's definitely, I feel like there's no way it is not based off of our logo. Because there's just too many similarities. But
like the one just over your shoulder there?
Yeah, just this one right here, which you can see this on YouTube. Everybody, if you're listening to this, get your ass over to the Quack 12 YouTube and subscribe. Follow us to see me awkwardly point at things. But it's that logo, the logo we've made, slightly altered. Like there's like a little mountain there instead, and it's just on a t-shirt, and it's just Quack 12. And I'm gonna find you, and I'm going to murder you, t-shirt seller.
What if it's Sandy?
If it's the guy who made the logo, I'm gonna murder him. I'm a man of my word. Oh boy.
Bum, bum, bum.
Aaron, the Platy has been played, and the Platypus Trophy has been returned to its true owners, and I think originators, if I do believe so, the Oregon Ducks.
Yeah. What did you think of the performance?
What I think of the performance, real slow start. I wouldn't even necessarily say sloppy per se. It wasn't a full-on slop fest. But when you are letting the Beavers score on you, that you got to keep your eyes open on that one.
I would say we felt a bit off assignment.
Yeah. I mean, there was definitely some blown coverages.
Like that, the pass that led to them getting their touchdown was like, dude,
come on.
He was wide open.
Someone was supposed to be there, I'm sure. So that was a little rough, but I need these things need perspective. We won 41-7. We won the game.
Well,
41-7.
I will say this.
Yep.
Because yes, that is very true.
Mm-hmm.
But against stiffer opponents, same game would maybe be a lot closer and a bit more nail-biting.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And this whole game was like you were thinking about Penn State every play, and I'm sure partially the players were too. But so like all the bad stuff, which was
my thinking, just kept being like, is this the team that's ready for a national championship?
Yeah.
Like, is it ready? Because those teams usually have to be so insanely flawless.
Dude, hey.
But again, last week we rocked it, right? So,
well, in Aaron,
a little bit of slippage here against this one. We probably felt safer because it is Oregon State. We knew we were going to bag it.
Last season, who won the national championship? This is a huge Q&A for you.
Last year, who won the national championship? I did kind of clock out when we
lost. Who did we lose to?
When we lost. But I do remember this. Was it Ohio State?
We lost. Yes, it was. That's the that motor goes when you get the question right. It's not just background noise because my window's open.
I didn't hear it.
Real good stuff. Oh, you can't hear it? That's good.
No.
This is a good mic. This is a good directional mic. Aaron, Ohio State won, and you just said you got to be flawless to win a national championship. They lost to us in Autzen Stadium. Then they lost to Michigan, a Michigan team that honestly, they won the national championship the year before, but a Michigan team that was like down bad. So Ohio State lost twice.
They had a history of problems.
Well, yeah, and they cheat and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But they always lose to Michigan, too. So it's like they lost twice. One to a team that they really shouldn't have. And then they didn't make it to the Big Ten championship. So that's another, like, knock on them. And yet they get to the playoffs and they just kick the shit out of everyone, including us. So it really isn't about being completely flawless per se. Certainly not in the regular season.
Maybe that's like the old school way of thinking about it, because you're always judged by random numbering systems, so you had to be flawless.
Absolutely, it used to be literally like number
Outdated
one and number
thinking.
two.
Thank you for updating my caveman brain.
Yeah, Grandpa, come on. But I get what you mean, and a lot of people, like Duck fans, like, we're thinking that way. And I was literally seeing people, I mean, this is on Reddit, so big grain of salt.
Yeah.
But I was seeing people, like, after that first Oregon State touchdown, being like, I've seen enough. Tosh Lupoi needs to go. And it's like, that's our defensive coordinator. It's like, are you a moron? That is the stupidest shit I ever heard in my life. Yeah, we just need to fire him right now. Yeah. Undefeated. One second,
isn't Reddit one of the most fascinating places? Because you can get into some really interesting stuff, but then all of a sudden you get into the wrong channel on the wrong day, and you've got tons of morons preaching to themselves about the stupidest content, and it's like, Reddit, you've lost me on this one.
Yeah, I love Reddit.
I hate people with hot takes or big ideas. It's like, write a book. Don't go to the fucking forums.
Yeah.
You think it's so good. Write a paper. Get it peer reviewed.
Go to college.
Yeah.
Sneak it into
Is this your job?
Your local bookstore. Aaron.
You're an account manager for a law firm. Your life sucks.
You should never. That's a very specific take. For someone who hates hot takes, that certainly was a hot take.
Yeah.
You should never go to a game thread, obviously, because you're just gonna get crazy takes there. But also,
maybe that's why you want to go though too, because it can be fun to read that shit when you're like, these people are nuts.
The majority of people were being like, it's still the first quarter, like you know, it was a similar.
People are saying this in real time.
Oh yeah, it's
super
a game
reactionary.
Thread. Oh yeah, there's like, we need to fire our DC because we let Oregon State score one touchdown, and never mind the fact that he's like an ace defensive recruiter and clearly an up and coming and there's so much chemistry between him and it was idiotic thinking. But I kind of get why it was a little concerning, because there's also like so many batted down passes, like 3 or 4 from Moore. But
they got a sack.
They did.
There was, there was just like some weird. There was just stuff where it's like, this is the team that's. But I guess if we're gonna get a sack, I would rather it be against
Or
a
get
team
sacked,
you're
yeah.
guaranteed to beat.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, it's gonna be a wake up call. Yeah, against Penn State, it is gonna be different.
Oh gosh,
But
yeah.
we should say, like, starting the second quarter, then it was done. Like
It was done.
Like we
Dude.
went up, we were up 21-7 at the half, which just goes to like that is a perfectly reasonable score.
Well, let's
for
not go
one
too
team
fast
that is-
here
Yeah,
because
let's not enter in the second quarter yet.
yeah, because you were lucky enough to hit a record for me,
Mhm.
and I got to watch the. Oh no, never mind. I'm thinking of. See, this is okay. So I was watching the Seahawks game, and I
Yeah.
went, "Oh my god, this is such a similar game. I'm gonna get shit confused," and I just did. And so skip ahead.
Well, Sam Darnold is our starting quarterback, so let's start there.
What? Say that again?
I'm joking. I said Sam Darnold is our starting quarterback.
Right. I was like, wait a second. No, that is the Seahawks.
I should know who I'm talking to. I can't be making jokes like that. No, I mean,
I'm too believable.
it was truly. I think, and you got to think it's just like every week in a way. Like, yeah, we're building some consistency, and like there's certain things we've been like, very like. I don't know, regular at being like high level of play, but every week is different, man. Like every team that you're facing against is bringing a different energy, different strengths and weaknesses. Your mentality going into it being like, look, we just don't want people to get injured, or like we're attacking them in a different way. Like, honestly, we should clear the slate of what we think of the Oregon Ducks
Every week.
because going into Penn State, it's going to be an insane environment, a famously hard to play environment. It's going to be a whiteout, so it's going to be a horrifying sea of white in the stands. ESPN Game Day is going to be there. So this is the game of the week. This is very clearly the game of the week, and one of the biggest, if not the biggest game in the Big Ten this season. Whoever wins this game has a real strong case to be, like, honestly, maybe the best team in the country right now. I doubt they'll get the number one rank because the AP poll is just stupid. But, like, you're guaranteed going to be, like, top 3, maybe top 2 team. And it'll just really show, like, neither of these teams have been tested really whatsoever. Like, I think it's very safe to say Oregon has played the tougher schedule so far. And we've played yes.
Wow. Our schedule has been the tougher one?
Absolutely, dude. Like, I'll break this down a little bit. Well, like, let's look at what we've done so far. Oregon Ducks 4-0. We just beaten 0-4 Beaver team. Yeah, I mean, Beavers are bad. But
yet we still decided to, let's just play them forever.
Yeah, well, we're taking 2 weeks, 2 years off the next, and then I mean, we got to play some bad teams. You got to have the gimme games in the beginning, and history's pretty cool. Like, I don't know if you saw that graphic that went up there, but they were like, this is like the second, I believe, most played in-state rivalry in all of the history of college football. And now it's like we're going to be like tied for 4th or 5th because of the 2-year break. And it's just like, God damn, dude. Like, it should be simple sometimes. Oregon and Oregon State play each other every year. It's that basic. I don't get, like, the money just screws everything up, man. It really freaking sucks.
There it is.
That's what it comes down to. But we've played Montana State, who's, an FCS team, but, a higher up there FCS team. Oklahoma State, who in theory is supposed to be better than they were, but they are a true garbage fire. And, like, they even just lost to Tulsa. They are really, really, really bad. Then we played Northwestern, who's a bad Big Ten team, but we did go on the road and play a Big Ten opponent. And then Oregon State, who is also really bad and essentially turning into an FCS team. So that's who we've played. And then against Penn State's schedule, you would assume, like, I mean, that's pretty bad. But for Penn State, they have played Nevada, who ain't very good. They've played FIU, Florida International University. They are sincerely a low level FCS. Like they're always they're kind of always garbage fire mode. Even back in the day when Cristobal gave them like a little bit of life, that's where he got his like the beginning of his coaching career, his head coaching career.
Oh wow,
yeah. And then Villanova, who is a basketball school. Like I was kind of shocked that they had a football team, and now and this is unfortunate for us. They had a bye week before Oregon, so they will be well rested too.
No, dude. That's great for us.
I get what you mean. It could be good.
Untested, week off, a month in, you're a little sore, but you're lazy.
No, it can
we're
be
going to
good.
exploit.
I hope so. Like, because obviously the advantages that they could have, and these are obvious, is that, well, they're rested. Not only that, they've literally had a week to just watch us and just be planning for like, oh, look at the way this DB plays this every single time, or this guy's
we have been
slow.
Playing that simpler offense as well, so there's a lot less to worry about with us.
Well, sometimes I kind of don't buy a lot of the times. They're like, well, we're keeping it vanilla. Like, yeah, we're holding on to certain plays, and we're gonna play Penn State differently. And like, because Penn State fans are saying the same thing. They've looked a little sluggish. They've looked a little like, specifically with like playing.
They're saying this about us.
No, they're saying this about themselves.
Oh,
that they're like, well, our offense hasn't been, even though they're blowing out all these teams, they're like, our offense hasn't been as electric as it should be.
Sure,
with
a
some
full
of these
Hifliday type analysis, if you will.
And they're like, but it's because we're holding on to all these things for Oregon. And at a certain point, I'm
fascinating.
Wouldn't it behoove you to be showing off to be practicing some of these things in live game experiences? Like, is it really that much of an advantage, this surprise factor? I think sometimes it is, but not like for an entire offensive philosophy. Like, it's better to get it into
especially in today's world when adaptability is so much faster. Because as soon as you show me that play, right, I'm going to be like, oh, that's brand new. That's the secret play. What was that? And then I'll ask the guy upstairs. He'll say, here's what it looked like they did. And then I go, okay, cool. Let's convert this play that we have to match that one. Yeah, and then a commercial zooms out and it's for Microsoft AI. And I go, congratulations. Welcome to the new world of how we play football.
Yeah, exactly. And like, you know, it could be going either way, but I think sometimes teams get into a weird feedback loop of being like, our offense only looks crappy because we're holding on to all the good stuff for like, you know, when it really matters. I think there's a little of that, but I don't.
It's also a pretty base take. I mean, I had the same exact take plenty of times.
I'm sure there's going to be big plays that they have not done that they've been drawing up specifically for Oregon, just like we have done for them.
Right.
But when what it's really going to come down to is like every football game is the line play. Like we're going to really see our offensive line who's looked pretty dang good, but against lower competition. That is
who did allow a sack against Oregon State.
Who did allow one sack. But then again, you can look at it like, oh, he allowed a sack against this terrible team. You can also say, oh, that's the first sack, I believe. It was. First Dante Moore sack, certainly. First sack that we've had all season. We've played 4 games.
And this is where we are. Yeah, exactly. So that was the weird qualifier about this game, right? Or the Oregon State game, was that it really did have a lot of things that felt like missing being in the correct assignment or whatever for that play where he was wide open. It was like, oh, well, that's the first time I've ever seen him be that off.
I'll say this, though. There has been times, like, you know, in these other games where even our starters, there has been missed assignment or like, oh, that guy's wide open. but we just haven't really noticed them as much because they're blowout games. And
Yes.
it's like, okay, they got that one play. Good for them.
Which this game also ultimately became.
Or against Northwestern, there's a handful where it was like, well, actually, that would have been holding on us, but they just didn't call it. Or that guy just dropped the ball. Or if it was like, if that quarterback was better, he would have realized this guy was completely open. Penn State may be at the level where they can regularly take advantage of that, but we'll see. As far as the Oregon State game, things looked pretty dang good. Noah Whittington sat out, but he was he was suited up.
Yeah.
So I believe it was just, that's the kind of thing where you're like, that's him just probably staying healed up for Penn State.
This is, and I'd be curious, it seems like you have a bit of a beat on the Penn State fan, because the thing that I feel like as watching Oregon, the concern I would say I have is, well, they are going to be well rested, and we have been flirting with being banged up.
Flirting, but there was like a minute where I think it was Harkey or something like that. Like he's been completely fine. Like the O-line seems 100% healthy. There was that minute where Dante Moore got his leg hurt, but like it seems like it was
That's what I'm saying. We're just we're flirting with. But also,
it's
again,
football,
those
dude.
were like...
It's football. Like, no one is seriously injured as of right now who's not like Evans, who wasn't entering the season, probably out for a long time. And seemingly, like Noah Whittington, yeah, he was, but he suited up. I think he's totally good to go. And DeCorian Moore, there was that rumor where something happened during practice, but he played. That was before the Oregon State game, and he played the entire Oregon State game and looked really good. So I don't think there's any reason to worry about that.
You gotta love a more touchdown.
Oh yeah, more. How do you like it? How do you like it? Why don't they play that before commercial?
Dude, I was just thinking they should be hitting that in the fucking stadium.
More. How do you like it? How do you like it? That'd be really good.
That's really good.
Yeah, we got to start doing that. I'm trying to stay on the Oregon State game, but even while you were watching the Oregon State game, it was just like, okay, well, how's Penn State going to handle this?
Well, I mean, what else is there to talk about? It is kind of it was like there was there was odd moments in this game, but ultimately it was just like all the other games, which is, okay, our second and thirds are in. It's not the most exciting thing.
There wasn't a drop-off, really. Like, once that second quarter started, we're set. And then, like, Dante Moore played quite a bit of this game, and obviously it gets you a little nervous because it's like, oh, what if, what if it's a blowout and then someone hits him and it's actually an injury, and then suddenly our chances of being Penn State are plummeted, and that's scary because that's QB1. But obviously the other benefit is, this is his first year truly leading the Oregon Ducks. And, we saw batted down passes in the first quarter. And we saw the week before that ugly interception against Northwestern. Those have been anomalies so far in his short career. But we just want this guy as fine-tuned into this offense as possible. And they were saying it, he was making amazing throws as well, like throws that a lot of starting NFL quarterbacks cannot make. Right. Like, he is next level.
Again, I think the tech is there. Plus, when you're on the field and you're watching it, you can probably be like, when you're playing Oklahoma State, you're like, get him off the field because they're reckless and they could hurt him. Yeah. Whereas you're watching Oregon State and you're like, okay,
I don't think they can hurt him.
They kind of hit like feathers.
Yeah. For real. And, oh, man, Oregon State's quarterback, Mekhi Hughes, he was having a hell of a time. Like, athletically, he's pretty fun to watch, but he makes some not great decisions. He's missing people. Like, oh boy, it was a rough one for them. Hey, shout out to the Beaver fans who showed up at Autzen. You are diehards. Still rooting for this team. Showed up in Eugene. Like,
there was a beautiful aerial shot though, where one chunk of stadium was pretty much completely empty, and I was like, oh, that is where. Yeah. That's probably where Oregon State was.
There's probably that. Or maybe it was the band was on the field, and that's where the band's staying. Yeah, who knows?
Oh shit, maybe
there was yeah, but yeah. I mean, hey, we beat them again. We got that Platy trophy. One day the Beavers will beat us again, and honestly, like I'm gonna be upset that day, but I'll also be like, nice. You know what? Goddamn cool. Like one day it'll happen again.
You're also at that point gonna be like 48.
Yeah, I'm going to be like 48 years old. On my deathbed, most likely.
Yeah. Oh, sad.
Yeah, but that'll probably be the thing that does me in, too.
Yep.
Well,
you're just only in your bed because you're lazy like that now.
Yeah.
It just happens to be your deathbed because
I just know I'm
going to
die in that bed one day. Because that's where I'm at.
Yeah. If you need me, I'll be in bed.
Yeah. So let us get into our most important part of the show, which is Adam's Sad Boy Toy Corner.
Hell yeah.
This bad boy, I love him. I mean, you know, first of all, get over to the YouTube if you want to see this. I got a classic rubber ducky, just like Ernie himself from Sesame Street would have, except it is in the style, I'm sure Duck fans have seen this before, of the Oregon Duck.
Yeah.
Not known as Puddles. Some people call him Puddles, but we all know.
It looks exactly like the big one we had out in the lake that one time.
Exactly, which we should have had outside of Northwestern on Lake Michigan. This thing is so classic. It's the perfect size. Feels good in your hand.
Is it that in the soft water. Kind of powdery feeling rubber?
I wish it squeaked. If it squeaked, that would truly be the ultimate. But I freaking love this thing. Go to celebrityducks.com if you want one of these. And the thing I love about, I was thinking about this. You know, they always got the t-shirt cannons.
Yeah.
And like, those are nice. It is cool. And sometimes they really don't go that far out. Like, it's pretty underwhelming.
I mean, you know, the lighter the thread count, the less distance it's going to be able to cover.
Exactly. And unless you're Kelsey Plum, like throwing those things, sometimes it's hard even to like get them really in the air. I really want to pitch. I'm talking like 12 of these inexpensive, awesome rubber duckies. Start adding this to the mix when you're in Autzen throwing stuff out. Because first of all, it's really fun to throw. Even if you really nail someone in the head with this.
It's got a great grip.
It's got great grip.
It is small, and if no one's paying attention, it's a projectile.
Yeah, but so is a t-shirt.
But hey, that's football, baby.
That's football, baby. And like, if you catch this thing and feel really satisfying, I think people would love these. Just throw a couple of these in the mix. They're really fun to throw. I could throw this thing 100 yards.
You know what I would do?
What's that?
I would convert a crossbow.
Ooh.
Just to like get him way up there.
Crossbow Nicks.
Ooh.
What do you think of that?
Also, I do think this is a great idea to pitch to the baseball team because it is the size of a baseball.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Those are more common to be seen thrown at the stands, and
that's
so therefore,
a good idea. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. Baseball and softball.
Yep,
to the mix. Also, speaking. Yep.
If you get a hot dog and fries with a Pepsi, you also get a duck at concessions.
Well, you're gonna have to talk to concessions about that. That seems preposterous. Aaron. I just also want to shout out that the Ducks in the NFL, specifically at the QB position, are freaking killing it. I don't believe I watch way less NFL, but
sure,
I don't believe Dylan Gabriel's played, but he is
right.
He's right now ahead of Shadur Sanders for the backup, and he does get playing time. He's right there, I think, behind Joe Flacco. If he would have played, though, which is always a possibility, who knows, that would have been 4 starting quarterbacks that are former Ducks, which is amazing to have 4 in the NFL at the same time. That's usually not because we got Justin Herbert. Actually, Justin Herbert played against Bo Nix. How fun is that?
Very.
Both
Is he still a Charger?
Yeah, still LA Charger, and is fucking killing it, man. Like Justin Herbert, this could be the season. Everything seems to be really lining up for him. He's a great player, always has been, but like truly killing it right now. Bo Nix is still a starting QB, doing well. Lost that game to the Chargers, but still very cool to see both of them. And then this was the one I'm very excited about. Number 8 back here. One of the all-time nice guy / I think right now, pretty easy to say, greatest Duck football player of all time, purely because he's got the hardware. Marcus Mariota gets the start over an injured Jaden Daniels and leads the Washington Commanders to a triumphant win.
He was quarterbacking that game? Because I watched highlights of it, and I was like, dang, Washington looking sharp out there.
Yeah, dude. That was Marcus Mariota coming off the bench.
He's so old.
Yeah, he is old. I mean, that national championship was 2014.
Fascinating.
So, yeah.
Amazing. How great was that for you? Just the best time ever?
And, like, I love it, dude. Like, he's truly the nicest guy. And... like, you know, I'm not a religious person. A lot of times that like really like turns me off person if they're if that's all they're talking about.
Sure.
He's one of those guys who's like a Christian, but actually like clearly it's his whole life, and he does the work, and he does really nice things, and like all of his interviews afterwards were just nonstop. He's like, I'm just so appreciative at this stage in my life to be able to play football still, to be a leader out there. Like, seems like the nicest guy in the world.
You know,
I told you about that story, right? About when he got pulled over.
He's making a decent wage. He's just trying to, you know, just a regular guy. Got lucky, followed a path.
I mean, he is talented. It was just his injury really, like, you know, made it pretty rough for him. And
that's
he was on
football,
some bad
baby.
Teams. But he looked really good out there. He looked really fast. Coolest guy in the world. I just freaking love Marcus Mariota. I'm wishing him nothing but success. It'd be really cool if people were talking about it.
Man, I can't wait until I can wait because it's going to hurt you so bad whenever they do an FBI raid on his house and they find like 100 grandmoms hanging out in his basement.
He's
just like stealing grandmoms from families.
Well, until that happens, Aaron. And honestly, maybe even after that happens.
Who knows?
I'll be like the diehard Michael Jackson fans. Like, it wasn't him. No.
I mean,
never. Aaron, this is a guy. I'm telling the story again because maybe you need a reminder. This is a man,
right,
who in his Nissan Cube was speeding down I-5 or whatever, gets pulled over by the cop, and the cop is absolutely ready to write him up, and sees it's Marcus Mariota and is immediately like, oh, nope, you're on your way, sir. Go, feel free to go. And they asked him why he was speeding, and he's like, oh, I'm on my way to a charity event, and I'm late, so I had to get there. And the guy's like, oh, okay, yeah, keep going. And he goes, no, I don't want special treatment. I'd like for you to give me the ticket. And he takes the ticket and pays for it and goes off to charity. That's my man, Marcus. God, football, Marcus Mariota. I may be getting that one wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the famous quote.
I love that.
No. I'm getting this completely wrong. This is
it's Mariota first, then football, then God.
No. There was a little kid. Here it is. A little kid got to do an interview for a while during a Duck press game, and this was the quote, because they're like, yeah, what do you guys talk about like in school? And he was just basically, the 3 things we talk about are Jesus, girls, and Marcus Mariota. That's it, dude. That's all it is.
I mean, geez, dude, there was a period of my life, if you caught me before the age of 10, it wouldn't have been too different.
Yeah.
It would have been insert like Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah, instead of Marcus Mariota and Macho Man Randy Savage. But an equally good charitable man, was he not? he was not. He did love
But he
cocaine,
had a
though.
positive message for kids at all times.
And without him, Spider-Man wouldn't have gotten that first win.
Oh, yeah.
Bonesaw is ready. Speaking of ready, are we ready for Penn State? Are we ready to go play in Beaver Stadium?
Absolutely.
And face this really, really, like, they've been hyping this team up. And this is interesting, my man. You're going to like it. So James Franklin, the man that looks like Keegan-Michael Key, so much so that Keegan-Michael Key dressed up as him and went out one time during a game. And, like, it was hard to notice the difference, honestly, because I believe he's a big Penn State fan, or he just thought that was a funny bit. Either way, it's good. James Franklin's been there for...
I think he went there, because...
I think he did.
Did Julia Louis-Dreyfus go there as well?
No, she went to Northwestern.
Oh.
That's right.
That's right.
But Aaron, James Franklin, he's been there for 11 years, and it's been the story of them where it's like, they're good, they're always hyped up, they are talented, not as talented usually as the upper crust. That's actually been changing more and more, like the talent is approaching that level, if not there right now. Like, people are saying this is the most talented, not just because who they've brought in, but because of the returning talent. This is the most talented team in the country. That's what a lot of people were saying. That's why they were predicted to most likely, if not them, Ohio State, but win this conference this season. But there's also a whole lot of pressure because James Franklin's been there for 11 years, and it's just outside of like one big victorious win, I believe, against like Ohio State many years ago, it feels like. They really have had a hard time whenever the pressure is most on. They just haven't been there. For example, like James Franklin, while he's been there, is 1-7 versus top 10 teams at home. He is 6-10 versus ranked teams at home. He is 1-9 versus top 5 teams in general. And he is 1-10 versus Ohio State. So it's just been a whole career so far there of just being good, but just not quite good enough against the big teams he needs to actually beat to get over the hill. And but he's never quite had this level.
So is this one of those deals where like this could be a career shifter season because of that? Like, is the school getting kind of at their end, or are they like fine with where he's at and they believe in him, and
I mean,
maybe he'll be there for another 5 to 8 years?
I think it would. He's actually had that level of success where it would feel pretty freaking crazy to fire him, quite frankly.
Okay, so it's not like he's on the hot seat. There's more to lose.
I think it'll just be another pebble of the like, yep, once again he just can't quite do it. Interesting. It would be a bigger pebble though, just because it's like, but this is the season, man. Like, this is your best roster, and
right?
And also, it's like last season. It's kind of the same story for their QB Drew Aller. Drew Aller, he is a senior, and like we saw him last season in the Big Ten Championship, looked pretty dang good, honestly. In that one, especially, was really they got down early, but then he started slinging that thing, and it turned into a game pretty quickly. At the same time, there was a game-sealing interception at the very end that could be put on Drew Aller, you know. They nearly made it to the championship game, but they lost to Notre Dame. That's something you could put, you know, he was the starting QB for that game. You can put that on his shoulders. And this season, he hasn't looked like world beater per se. even against those 3 teams, like, yes, they were big blowout victories, but he hasn't looked, I would say he certainly hasn't looked as good as Dante Moore. Like,
Sure.
his level of talent is not Dante Moore's, but in theory, he's so much more seasoned than Dante Moore. So that's kind of where that's going. The run game, and like, they're returning 3 starters, so it is pretty polar opposite of us, where it's like we only had 2 returners for the offensive line. They're returning 3 starting offensive linemen, and they have another 4th who used to be a starter. And then their running back situation is also really good. Like, yeah, we play more running backs, but they have 2,000-yard rushers in in both Singleton and Katron Allen. So just like vet running backs who are very good, gonna be NFL running backs behind a good offensive line. Their receiving core was always kind of the question of like, if their O-line's good and their QB supposedly is good, why isn't their passing game better outside of one tight end? Last year, it was Tyler Warren. And I think this could be, you could still have a good offense that really locks in on one guy. Penn State they love a tight end. And it really was just like, he's going to be our main target. He got like more catches than the rest of all the receiving core combined, basically.
Wow.
Like, he was their dude, Tyler Warren. Well, he's in the NFL now, and he's doing well in the NFL. He's on my fantasy team even. But so that is out of it, and their other tight ends are talented, but not Tyler Warren as of right now. And so he has lost his main target there. I'm hoping that's good for us. And their receiving core, who a lot of transfers there, including like Kyron Hudson, who was like from USC. I remember him. He was pretty dang good. I believe he was going to come to Oregon, but or maybe he wasn't. I forget. I don't know things. Trevor Penna from Syracuse and Devontae Ross from Troy. So they have picked up some good receiving choices, but it hasn't really paid off. I think a lot of that is because Drew Aller isn't this like locked in killer, like especially in crunch time. Their defense is freaking good though, dude. That's like, if they win this game, I think it's because suddenly we look a lot more pedestrian, specifically trying to run the ball. I think yeah. I think what it's going to come down to, and a lot of people have this take.
Well, we're a big run it, short pass, run it, short pass, run it, short pass type team.
That's what Will Stein likes to do. But I think it's really going to come down to whoever can stop the run more successfully is probably going to win the game. It's basically a coin toss. Like, everyone has Penn State favored, but they'll be favored by like 3 points in a lot of betting systems, which basically means it's like, well, they have home field advantage and they're higher ranked, but the fact that it's that close, that means everyone's being like, this is 50-50. Like, it's anyone can win this. And then we got to keep an eye out. This is someone you're going to really want to pay attention to. They have a very good defensive end who's going to hopefully not be living in our backfield, but I imagine there will be a sack or two that we're not used to seeing. That is Dan Dennis Sutton. He's a senior. He is living in backfields. He is their like Tatum Tuioti or DJU. Like, he is their Uyangalele. And they also stole Ohio State's defensive coordinator when theirs left, Jim Knowles. So he beat us at least in the playoff game. So that's basically the team. The environment's going to be crazy. It's going to be 4 p.m. game day. We're going to find out about ourselves. I'm
excited to watch a 28-21 football game.
That That feels
I will
kinda
say
right.
I need a game that puts me on pins and needles because it's so far it's been like,
Yeah. Well, and I'll tell you this, Aaron. If this game is a snoozer, I mean, either direction, it would suck if we got blown out. That'll certainly be eye-opening. But if we were to beat them by like 3 touchdowns or something, our hype is through the goddamn. We may be the number 1 team in the country.
I don't
Probably
know.
not.
I don't think people need us to be the bad guys.
Yeah. Well, if you want to be the bad guys, give us the number 1
Right.
slot. I mean, I don't imagine us knocking out either Ohio State or Miami for that spot. Specifically, Ohio State is like,
Miami is
unless-
really that good this year.
Wait, who is?
Miami.
Well, that's a good question, Aaron, because it's funny. Miami has looked really good, but the teams they've played against are all like, basically, I believe, all like 1-2. And like they were good. It was a good win at the time. Like their first game of the season, really spirited battle against Notre Dame. And it was like, wow, they beat Notre Dame. That's cool. That's a big win. Notre Dame then lost to Texas A&M, and they beat Purdue. So it's like, okay, so Notre Dame's not like a world beater here. Like it was a close game against Texas A&M, but they're 1-2 right now. They beat the University of Southern Florida, who were really plucky and like, wow, they beat the crap out of a mediocre Boise State team. And then they upset a straight up bad Florida team. So USF is on the up and up. They could be the G5. It's like, and then they beat USF pretty bad, but it's like, yeah, they were supposed to. They're underdogs. Like, and so they beat that team, and then they beat Florida. And Florida, like I said, it's like that's a big brand, big name, but they've been really bad this season.
Yeah.
So they're like beating bad teams and looking good doing it. And like the helmets are impressive helmets to beat. Like, oh yeah, Florida, Notre Dame, those are blue bloods.
Yeah.
But it's like, doesn't mean they're like good this year. So I don't know. Like Miami probably shouldn't be number 2, but also it's like, who cares? People will like, this is the first game most of the country will see the Oregon Ducks. It's
right.
Just there's been better games,
right?
Like, and like everyone's been like, oh, I'll watch once Oregon plays Penn State. That's the game I'm gonna be watching. So that'll
tell me everything I need to know.
Exactly. And
then I'll never watch them again because fuck those guys. Yeah. That's how people look at us.
Yeah. Well, the cool thing is after that we get a bye week, thank God.
Needed.
And yeah,
the correct moment to have one.
Honestly, I'm kind of with you, Aaron. I would rather have a bye week after this big game than before. Because sure, it would have been cool to be like, we're fully focused on Penn State and we're totally healthy. But also, like, it's pretty sweet to be in the practice of it, to like have more tape for us to work on. And also, let's say we lose to Penn State. That bye week will be pretty handy.
Yes.
We're going to have so much film. We're going to be like, look what we did wrong against Penn State. And
that's what I was just thinking. Yeah. It's a win-win because you're either going to get that extra week to kind of celebrate and feel good about yourself and get healed up, feeling pumped.
Yeah.
Or you're going to be like, all right, time to really hit the fucking books. What have we learned this season? You know, it's a perfect moment it's a mile cap or whatever you call it.
Yeah, I think so too. And then not only that, but do I have the schedule in front of me? Surprisingly, I don't think I do. But I believe after the bye week, yes, we play Indiana, which usually Indiana Hoosiers football is, you're thinking like, like last year they had a really good year, but you're like, yeah, but
the movie was about basketball, so why do I care?
Yeah, exactly. and you know, they lost their quarterback. They lost. It's like I don't. That was just a blip. They actually are going to be ranked maybe a top 10 team when they come to Autzen after the bye week. They laid
but
like
baby,
60
we're
points.
in Autzen, so whatever.
Yeah. No, so but it will be a game that's like, oh, like that's going to be a bigger game than we thought. And so that bye week coming before them is also pretty awesome. Aaron, we've talked
Awesome.
about so much of Penn State. Let's get into the actual picks.
But first, I need to take a lap.
A signature bathroom break and lap. Take a lap,
Oh, it's
Aaron.
a lap. There's no bathroom happening
Sorry,
here. What are
you're
you
gonna
talking
take a
about,
lap.
you weirdo?
Take a lap.
And we're back on Quack.
Quack, quack. Aaron, so we had an exciting week. Well, not that exciting week. But we did have football. Week 4. Let's break down the Pac-12. That's right, the OG Pac-12 picks.
Yeah, boy.
So starting with, I didn't
Pac-12.
even freaking watch this game because I was like, if it's close, it'll be my favorite game of all time. But I'm afraid it won't be close.
Yeah, I didn't watch it either.
I'll just be I don't even have to say what game. Washington State.
Yeah.
The Apple Cup. Washington
Dude.
State. Like there was some stuff, if you're like completely ignoring the score and stuff, that Wazoo should be like, hey, hey, the new QB, not new to them, but like started a new QB, and yeah, he was looking good, but like also threw picks, and Washington just humiliated them. It's just like the Oregon State thing where it's just like, yep, this used to be a rivalry and you really screwed over the little one. Cool.
Here's what's funny, though.
What's that?
This weekend, I meant to text you about this, actually. Because of what I've been saying, where the city just kind of feels like it doesn't really rep the Huskies super hard.
Yeah.
I feel like you gotta be in the university district to even see a casual fan.
Mm-hmm.
But this weekend, I saw 2 human individuals completely decked out in Oregon Ducks gear. And I was just like, yeah, this is where it actually is. People like other teams here.
I would love if those 2 Duck fans went to the game and sat in the Wazoo section. That would be a good time, I would think. Yeah, it's rough. I will say this though, I bet you Washington fans, because like I do think they're actually a pretty good team. Specifically, like I think their big thing that's making them not a contender for the Big Ten most likely is their defense. Specifically, they always have a hard time stopping the run, as of late. And just in general, it's been not the best. But their offense has been really fun to watch. Especially they got a really good running back, Jonah Coleman. Takes like 5 guys to stop. He always gets like 8 extra yards after first contact. And then their quarterback, who we saw last year, it is actually pretty dang good, pretty dang athletic, moves around the field really well, doesn't make too many stupid mistakes at all. Damon Williams, he's been fun to watch. Like I am a little nervous about the game. This is a world in which they could beat us. We got to go up to Seattle. That will be a game. Obviously Ducks are going to be huge favorites, but they're one of, I think there's 4 teams on our schedule that I'm like, if they beat us, it's just because the other team, the opponent, had a good day and we had a bad day. It's not necessarily.
And they're one of the 4.
They are one of the 4. If they were on all cylinders, having a good time, and we just felt off or had a key injury, then I could see it. There's other teams where I'm like, dude, no, it's that, like, those teams, there's no way this year's Wisconsin team is going to come to Autzen and beat us. I'm not even knocking on wood. It's just like Oregon State had an equal chance of beating us as this Wisconsin team. Like, it's just, can you imagine, like, let's talk about that Oregon State thing, what it would have taken for that Oregon State team to not just keep it close, but to beat us.
Right.
That's what it would take. Like, some truly insane circumstances, not just injuries and stuff, but like luck and just us being completely off our game, and some of those Oregon State players having the best game of football they've ever played in their life. Like that's what it would have taken. So the 4 teams though that I'm legit like they could totally beat us are Penn State, obviously, Indiana, USC, and Washington.
Well, I'm sure you'll be dissuaded from that USC one with just a few more games because they're.
We'll talk about it. All
right, let's
go. And I'll say, like, all of those teams, 3 of them play at Autzen. So certainly I feel a lot better.
Bro.
Now, but so Washington, they get the big win. Who cares against Wazoo? This one, and we both chose Washington, by the way. This one, Utah. Ooh. This throat of mine. Utah
Take a little sip.
Versus, I do believe. Well, I only got coffee in here. I forgot my water, and now
that's what I'm drinking.
It's only ground, so there's no more coffee in it. I think that's why I'm getting a little choked up. That because I feel bad for Wazoo. So Utah had a real big game in the Big 12 against the one, the only Texas Tech. I am shocked you went with Utah.
Mm-hmm.
You must have been listening to me because I was like, it's in Salt Lake City. That was the big difference.
Sure.
Salt Lake City, really, really tough place to play. And it was. And Big 12 is known for, not that Utah is, but known for offense, like points. And this was actually a defensive struggle. Not only that, but Texas Tech's starting quarterback got knocked out the game. Ooh. And so they had to have their like promising but young quarterback come in to replace him. And Utah's offense, honestly, against a good defense, I think Texas Tech is surprisingly actually a pretty dang good defense. They certainly humiliated the Beavers for what that is worth. Texas Tech's defense honestly humiliated Utah. And sometimes Utah would humiliate themselves by just missing a completely open guy or just looking really sluggish. By the fourth quarter, this backup QB comes in and yeah, man, they actually embarrassed Utah. They get the win on the road. We are both wrong. And this Texas Tech team is now like a true, not just contender, but probably like front runner for winning the Big 12 this year.
Wow.
Yeah, I was pretty shocked. I thought Utah would have it.
I mean, that one was a tough one for me to pick because I love Tech and I always picked them too, but I had to go with the Utes.
Yeah, I
was only falling back on member berries, really. So
yeah, tough loss for Utah, certainly.
Funny,
we both get that one wrong. Stanford versus Virginia.
Oh boy,
next. I don't know anything about Virginia, but I know Stanford. I thought I did, anyways, because I was like, you know what? Maybe there is life in this old Stanford. If they beat Boston College that bad, maybe there is something there. Nope.
No.
Virginia humiliated them.
And you did pick Stanford for that one, right?
I picked Stanford.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know. Whatever. Stanford just wants to hurt me. It seems like that's their actual season. Then
something happened to you in the Berkeley area at some point spiritually.
Palo Alto is not my friend. My man, ASU versus Baylor. You know I love my Sun Devils. I always do. They're not the same without Cam Scatterboo, but I still love them. ASU went on the road to take on Baylor. And once again, even though these are Big 12 teams and you're used to points, this was also a defensive struggle fest. And ASU just barely got the advantage here by getting a game-winning field goal, which is pretty awesome when you think back on like 2 or 3 years ago when Kenny Dillingham first got there and their kicking situation was so bad that he was like, you know what? open call. Anyone on campus, come down to the facility, try out kicking. If you ever wanted to try, like being a football player, now is the time. Get your ass down here and see if you can kick this ball. And of course, the one, the only, Jesus Gomez lives up to his name and wins this game he's been there for a while now, but what a revelation for them, because he wins them this game by kicking this.
Wow.
And I loved it. It was actually a pretty dang fun game to watch. You went with Baylor because you got to go with Waco. You're a Texas boy.
I'm wacko for Waco.
You chose the wrong Texas team this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, so I got that one. We both went with Colorado. I honestly forget who. They played Wyoming.
Mm-hmm.
Wyoming bad. Colorado also not very good, but better than Wyoming. We both get that one. This one shocked me. Cal, okay. Cal, who I've been really hyping. A lot of people had because it's like this QB is freaking good. Like he's.
That's right. This Wunderkind.
Mm-hmm. Saga Polutele. I didn't even have to look it up.
I remember you practicing it, and I was very impressed.
Well, and they're like, he's legit, and Cal's schedule is cotton candy soft. Like there was no reason why they weren't just going to go 12-0, kind of. Like, besides the fact that they're Cal and that they do this. They do this to us every year. It's
not in the cards for them ever.
They win 3 games, and we think hey, maybe and then they just this time they against San Diego State, and it was a huge fart. They lost 34 to goddamn 0. It was shocking, honestly.
Okay, so then. What does that say? What is the narrative around this quarterback then? Is everybody second guessing and completely reversing their words?
No, I don't think that's the case. He went 17-38 for 208 yards. Sure, that's not very good. But this is the thing. He's a freshman. That was the whole thing of it. It's this true freshman's out there and he's playing. The talent is really good, but also he seems to have a really good command of it. It's yeah, he's he's a freshman on a mediocre team. Every other part of Cal is certainly not his level, and he's gonna have an off day.
Yeah,
and but also
he's also
he's
fresh.
Yeah, he's a fresh man.
It is odd though that with that number of offensive yards, they don't even have 3 points on the board. Did you never get it to the 30-yard line, or was it when they did, interceptions and fumbles started happening?
Well,
what
it was a lot
nightmare.
For example, their first drive was a turnover on downs. They got all the way to 3rd and goal at the San Diego. So that would have been the time, but I'm sure they're I like going for it on, especially starting off the game 0-0. I like going for the touchdown instead. But it really was.
Yeah, especially when they're going to be pinned all the way at the end of the field. Yeah. That's exactly when you do it.
Yeah, exactly. And but it was just a lot of punts. There was a missed field goal, and then it was just punt city, and then back-to-back interceptions, which nobody likes that. One of them was returned for this is the problem, for a 97-yard pick six.
Dang.
And so
that's exactly how you get up to 208 yards. Is that you are getting close, and then
you're marching the entire length of the field.
Yeah, and then you're freshmaning it.
That's weird that it didn't say. ESPN, you are weird. That should say interceptions, but whatever. Yeah, dude, it was a shocking blowout loss but good on San Diego State, I guess. And then we had USC Michigan State. Michigan State, of course, Jonathan, how am I not remembering his name? How am I not remembering?
Taylor Thomas.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Thank you, JTT.
Yeah.
He is the coach now. Jonathan Smith, he's also a backstabber of the Beavs. He's been over there with their QB. And Michigan State, not a great team, but was hoping to upset USC, make them look mortal. And actually, USC got off to it was a close game, obviously, early. And then USC got a pretty big lead, like a 3-touchdown lead or something like that. And then later in the game, thanks to a couple of good drives and also a fumble, Michigan State turned it back into a game. And there was a really devastating injury in which they literally had to bring out, like, they had to cut someone out of their pads for Michigan State. And, like, they brought out a stretcher, put him into an ambulance. I haven't heard anything yet, but yeah, so it was a pretty rough game for them, but they rallied around that, and it was turning into a real game, but USC pulled away at the end, so it at least made USC sweat for a bit, though. And I still don't know about this USC team. I don't know how afraid to be of them, but people are definitely sleeping on them. They're a ranked team now. Keep an eye on that situation. They don't look like Big Ten contenders per se, but they definitely look like they can upset some Big Ten contenders.
Well, that is interesting, right? Because weren't we just saying last week that, like, or I guess it really was UCLA that's kind of just totally crapping out, but it was their whole idea to do this switch, and so...
I heard rumors even, and I believe there's some connection here. I think it's where he's from or something like that. Jonathan Smith, his name's getting floated out there for UCLA's head coaching position. So that would be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I think that'd actually be a pretty good hire if I can get him. And then we both chose Oregon, believe it or not. Oh, by the way, you chose Michigan State. I chose USC. And then we both chose Oregon. So... you had a pretty commanding lead early on, 18-16. I did catch you a little bit more.
You did.
So now you have a 1-point lead in this game, 22-21.
Wow.
Catching up to you, Aaron. Catching up.
Wow. I got to play it smart this week.
You got to play it smart, which leads us to week 5.
Dang, we're almost halfway through the season?
No, it's because there's 12 regular season games. There's like 2 bye weeks. So yeah, no, don't worry, dude. We got a while. Adam, Aaron, let's do it. There's not 2 bye weeks, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Let's see.
It's going to be Christmas before you know it.
Yes, it will. What are you going to give me?
Probably the same thing I got you last year, just that subscription to Omaha Steaks.
I prefer Hustler, but okay. Let's do it. Maybe both. We're starting off.
That's just a strip club.
As Cal visits Boston College. Now, this is a Cal team that was just blown out by San Diego State. It's also a Cal team that has a great quarterback. So Boston College team.
Wow.
Big ass yawn. I'm bored. End of podcast. No. It's also a Boston College team that lost to Stanford. So who knows, dude? Who freaking knows? Golden Bears versus the Eagles. Who do you got?
Golden Bears versus the Eagles. I'm going to go with... I'm going to go with the Eagles.
Eagles soar. Yep. This is a pretty interesting game. I truly have no idea. Like, I don't exactly trust a freshman, even no matter how good he is, freshman QB on the road to probably not a crazy environment, but a road environment. I'm going with Cal. I still want to believe in them. It'd be nice if they won, especially to start actual conference play for them. But this is the Pac-12, as we always say. Let's keep it going. We also have, I guess I'm just starting with the ACC, San Jose State versus Stanford. Now, Stanford should have the better roster.
I mean, it's a winnable game for San Jose State, I feel like.
It's certainly winnable. San Jose State is 1-2, just so you know.
Yeah.
And their losses are to, like, Their win is to Idaho. Their loss is 38-7 to Texas. So that's something. And then Central Michigan beat them 16-14. So not a great team. Who do you got?
I'm trying to remember what I gave Stanford for their full, like if they were over under.
I have it
Because I
written here.
feel
somewhere.
like I thought they were going to be a 2-win team. Maybe this is a win here.
I'm really hoping I don't have to, at the end of the season, re-listen to our first episode to get all that, but I'm not seeing it written down.
That's fine. I think. Did you say San Jose State?
San Jose State.
I think that's going to be the winner.
That'd be amazing.
I actually think Stanford's going to win, but I want San Jose State to win.
It'll be fun if you're right, but I'm going with Stanford because, I mean, I just picked Stanford, though, so that means they're probably not going to win.
Right.
They
Stanford
have it in them.
Should win it, but they're unpredictable.
They could lose. Now, here we go. You got 2 Big 12 contenders here, Aaron. Really big contenders. In fact, I'm just going to do all Big 12. This is on Friday, Fox, 6 p.m. TCU, beware the horned frogs, my man. The Hypnotoad.
Mm-hmm.
Number 24 TCU, because they are undefeated, versus Arizona State.
Oh.
Came off a big Baylor win. So the Sun Devils will be playing at home.
Let's go Sun Devils.
Sun Devils. Blah, blah, blah. You know, I love the Sun Devils. I do feel like more is going right for TCU at this time. And again, no Cam Scatterbo.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. Look who's in power.
Oh, I don't get it. TCU. I'm going with TCU. Yeah, the Hypnotoad is in power. Houston, the Houston Cougars. Houston Cougars will be taking on the undefeated Houston Cougars, I should say, are taking on the only defeated Oregon State Beavers.
Yeah,
At home.
Houston's taking
At
this
home.
one. No, Houston's taking this one.
Yeah. It would be fun to choose the Beavers.
It's funny that Houston has shown up twice in our schedule.
Yeah.
Or in this whole thing.
Who did they play? I kind of want to look. Because I definitely remember they had
Houston played
Colorado. They beat Colorado 36-20. And yeah, I like actively want to choose Oregon State. It would be fun. But I'm just like, it's just not going to happen.
Well, they might.
It might.
It might be a shock being up in Oregon for those Houston boys.
Yeah. The liberal politics is just too much for them. Okay, here we go.
I was thinking with the fall coming, the changing colors, it's different from what you get. They might be too awe-inspired, and they'll be like hippies for a weekend and forget their assignments.
Will be so beautiful and so profound.
The foliage. They'll be like, wait, you have just fruit growing on plants here?
Here we go. We got... Wait, no, that's not who I wanted. Oh, by the way, I think Oklahoma State may have fired their head coach, too, which probably about time. Utah takes on West Virginia. I don't know crap about West Virginia. I know they're 2-2, and I know Utah is 3-1 after a bad beat at home. But Utah will be on the road. You going with WV? I'm going with Utah.
I'm going to go WV. Yeah, I've thought about it. I've decided it. Yeah.
Okay. We also got Arizona takes on Iowa State, number 14 Iowa State. Arizona also undefeated and coming off of a bye. They will be on the road, though.
What would you do in this situation if you were me?
If I were you, I'd probably go with the Wildcats because Sandra Bullock wore a Wildcat.
That's right.
Sweater in the movie Speed.
That's right.
But I am going with Iowa State because it makes a lot of sense and they'll be heavily favored.
All right. Well, I mean, you answered it correctly. I'm going exactly for who you said and for why.
That's right. I knew that's what you'd do. And then we got BYU, the BYU Cougars versus Colorado, a 2-2 Colorado team coming off of a lopsided victory over a lower division bad team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, BYU.
BYU, I think so too. BYU's defense certainly is for real, like legit. Their offense is bad, but I think having one side of the ball be excellent, maybe not excellent, but above average, that's going to be enough to take on this current Colorado team.
Yeah.
Now, let's travel over to the Big Ten. We got some real big games here.
Oh, shnikes.
Unlike the Big 12. First of all, USC versus Illinois. Now, Illinois was very similar to Indiana, as in it was like last season they had a really good season, and it looked, even though they're known for being not good at football, it was like, wow, everything's coming together. And then this season there was a little less wind in the sails, but still they're better than usual. And Indiana versus Illinois was going to be a huge game, happened last week. Indiana completely humiliated them, like put up 60 points against them. Wasn't a game even from minute one. They proved they're the way pluckier underdog in the Big Ten. But Illinois, 3-1, still supposed to be a good team.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And now they take on USC, and they'll be at home.
USC will be at home?
No, Illinois.
Illinois will be at home? Yeah. Yeah, them.
It's an interesting one. I'm going to go with USC.
Wow.
I liked more with what I've seen with USC. And if they win this, people are really going to start talking about them, like, because they want USC to be good. And with 5 wins, one of them being a ranked win, then on the road, they're going to start garnering more attention. Let's keep it going in the big. I think this is going to be a huge game.
Okay.
I'll definitely be watching this one because it'll be at 12:30. Number 1 Ohio State versus your Washington Huskies.
Oh.
Now, unranked Washington Huskies,
Right.
also undefeated Washington Huskies.
Yeah.
Not only that, this is in Seattle. So,
oh, well, that makes it a little fun.
if you're going to see these Husky fans you've been looking for, this is where they need to turn out. I mean,
yeah.
And
You think
Ohio
Gaby
State,
will be there?
She better be. She freaking better be. But I mean, Ohio State, they're really riding off of last season quite a bit. I don't know if they should be ranked number 1. I mean, like, I think they should, because it's like, who cares? And they won it last year. They won the national championship last year. So it's like, if you're considered good, they're still a very good team. Like, they got the talent. And you won it last year, and you haven't lost yet, and you haven't looked even all that bad this year. Then it's like, sure, just let them keep riding number 1 until someone knocks them off. But they did look, I don't think they looked great against Miami of Ohio. Take that for what it's worth. They're huge favorites, I'm sure. Washington is plucky. They can put up points, and maybe it's just that kind of game. But who are you going with?
Yeah, it's going to be a game that the Huskies have to win, you know what I mean? Where I feel like Iowa or Ohio State could just win it. The Huskies are going to have to work a little extra hard. I think the vibe is currently right that they could win this thing, and so therefore I'm going with the Huskies. I think the air in Seattle right now is getting that electric thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's only going to help.
I can totally see that too, Aaron. And if this was like betting for like the spread, I would probably put money on. I don't know. I don't even know what the spread is. Can I get it here? I don't think I'm seeing a spread here, anyways. But I would put it on the Husk. Oh, here it is. Yeah, Ohio State are favored by 13.5 points.
Dag.
I would bet Washington covering that. And I could even see them winning. I could see them like surprising Ohio State and just winning a shootout kind of game. But because you are 1 point ahead of me, and it's just like, hey, it's the number one
I've
team.
already made so many other guesses that I mean.
But this is the one I'm gonna have to just bet on the number one team in the country beating an undefeated team, unranked team. So,
but you should actually put $5 on the Huskies winning.
Yeah, sure, I'll do it. I'll give it to you if they do.
Dope.
Okay. And we've got what else? We got UCLA. Ooh, this is actually, I'm stoked for this one too. UCLA at Northwestern. Northwestern, who we watched, and UCLA will be traveling to that same weird little stadium, if you can even call it that.
Oh.
So this
right, they're the weird little stadium place.
This 0-3 UCLA team who's fired their head coach.
But is what it takes is for them to be on a practice field in order to win? Maybe that's all it takes is they need to be on.
Yeah, they just haven't been seeing enough practice fields, clearly.
Boom.
Yeah. Versus a 1-2 Northwestern.
I
One
mean,
of their
I
losses
think
is to Oregon, but it's a good one.
UCLA, you said 0-4?
0-3.
0-3.
They're coming off of a bye week.
Sure, so I could see them
As
being...
is Northwestern, I want to say.
Is Northwestern the one win they get this season? Tough to say.
If they don't, it is a win is getting less and less likely, because when you look at UCLA's schedule, it's like Northwestern, then Penn State, Michigan State, maybe Maryland looks pretty good, Indiana, who's ranked number 11 right now, and then Nebraska, that could be good, then Ohio State, then Washington, then USC. So wins are going to be rare for them this year.
Dag. They might go with a big old egg at the end of this season.
Possibly.
So yeah, I think I have to go with Northwestern. It's all too weird, all of it. But I just don't see how UCLA could win this.
For the fun of it, I'm going UCLA.
Okay, dope.
Sometimes you get a weird energy after your coach has been fired, where you just want to rally around someone. I've seen it before.
But you're also in this weird little stadium. I don't know. I just feel like head spaces are all wacky.
They always are, man. They always are. Now, I believe there's one more that isn't us. Let me try to find it here. That'd be in the Pac-2? Yeah, okay. We've got Washington State versus Colorado State. And, no, actually at Colorado State. Colorado State is 1-2. They did give the Huskies a scare for a minute in week 1 game, but ended up losing 38-21. They then beat Northern Colorado by 4 points. Northern Colorado is not exactly a juggernaut. And then lost to UTSA by 1 point. So I've played some pretty competitive games. Now they take on Wazoo, who just lost to Washington. I know I'm going with Wazoo.
Really?
Why not? Who
okay,
knows?
well, I'm going with Colorado State.
Okay. Which leads us to...
It seemed so obvious to me that Colorado State would win this game.
I could see it, but who knows? I mean, the funny thing is with Washington State, I think they're going to find something with their quarterback right now, enough to beat a Colorado State at least. And what's funny is that same San Diego State that humiliated California, that is one of Washington State's 2 wins. They beat them 36-13. So, like, you never know. And
what I do know is that come this time next week, one of the two of us will be fairly well ahead of the other.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ones.
Yeah. This is a good week for our little game.
Good week for the pod. And then, Aaron, here's the big one. And then we're going to need your super specific prediction. This is the first time choosing not Oregon would make even a little bit of sense.
Which is what you'll do.
I'm choosing Oregon.
So am I.
Because I legit think we're going to win this game.
Yes, so do I.
We're both going with Oregon. So more specifically, Aaron, and I forget what your super specific prediction was. But
they're getting weirder and weirder every time, I mean.
Mine did not come true. Mine was like Mekhi Hughes would have the most, I think I said like running yards or something like that, or touchdowns, I forget, out of all running backs. And that also not a quarterback who isn't Dante Moore would have more passing yards and touchdowns.
That's right.
Neither of those are true. Brock Thomas did not do that.
Yeah. The only thing I remember is that my overall prediction for the season is just not panning out like I thought it would.
I forget what that was.
Special teams breaking records for most yards or something like that.
Ooh, you know what we didn't bring up in the Oregon State game was our awesome Aussie kicker for the punt when he ran it. Do you remember that at all? I love that little
yeah,
moment.
and I do like this idea that the coaches leave that open for him to decide.
Yeah, I think that's brilliant.
Yeah, that's like a really dangerous weapon because if he sees the hole, he's gonna go.
Yeah, James Ferguson Reynolds. That was awesome.
Yeah,
and like makes a lot of sense, and that's why you get like an Aussie kicker. Is because it's like, yeah, no, I learned kicking through rugby.
Right.
And so, like, they're going to be a little bit better at running. They're going to have more unique takes on how to kick the ball. And, like, that looked like a straight-up rugby play. I freaking love that, man. Anyways, though. So maybe if he goes off, though, maybe if he, like, scores a touchdown and does a couple more first downs, then your prediction will be true.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Maybe just random things will happen through the season that it does just become true. But
yeah,
super specific prediction for this game.
That's right.
Is that the announcers will at all times, regardless of what's going on, favor Penn State.
Makes sense. Regardless of what's going on. I like it.
Also, the winner of this game will only be so because of missed penalties.
The winner of this game? What do you mean by missed penalties?
There should have been a flag thrown when there was not.
Oh, there was a big game, Auburn versus Oklahoma, where there were multiple instances of like, this should have been called. It wasn't called. And that person scored a touchdown in a very close game, to the point where like the SEC even came out and was like, hey, we fucked up, you guys. We'll fully own this. We really fucked up there. Like, it was that bad.
Oh, wow.
So you're saying something like that?
I think so.
Be crucial. Okay, I like that.
Not huge, not audacious, but it'll be like, dude, he was clearly, holding the fucking the catcher whenever he, or something.
Yeah, I get you. For me, what am I gonna do? I think
the catcher. I said the receiver.
I know. I was gonna let it slide. He does catch. The ball.
Well, it's just like I say. The offensive line is in charge of defending the quarterback.
All right, I'll believe you.
Yeah.
I think that super specific. You fucking ready for this, my man?
Mm-hmm.
Dante Moore will throw for over 400 yards.
Oh, come on.
Fine, 420 yards.
Perfect. I was
thought you
going to
were
say he will run an equivalent amount of yards that he throws.
The exact number?
Equivalent. Somewhere in there.
Okay.
382 and 407. Something like that.
Okay, so I'll say 420 yards. He throws for over 420 yards. He also accounts for 4 total touchdowns and runs for 20 yards. At least
Love
20
it.
yards.
That's perfect.
Okay. 424. Okay. And even if that doesn't happen, y'all, you can still find us next week to break it down. You've been a lovely audience. Go over to YouTube. Quack, quack.
Quack, quack.
Quack.